What's up, everybody? Reaper here. And we're going to do something that I did last year, in that I went to too many games yesterday with a friend, Mikey B, and I bought a crap ton of video games. I have them all in front of me, and I'm going to boot them all up, show you guys what they look like, my first impressions of them. I actually spent the last hour or so watching The Simpsons and cleaning them all, so hopefully they all work. When I tested them, they all did, so we'll see what happens. One of them glitched out a little bit, but it was still playable. I do have two PS2 games that we'll see if I get to those, because obviously those will take a little bit longer to get set up and all that. But I got approximately, I don't know, about maybe 10 NES, 4 SNES, and 1 Genesis, so we're going to go right into it, play a bunch of them. Some of them I will be playing for longer periods of time than others. I don't know how long this stream is going to last, but I'm definitely going to get through all the 8 and 16-bit games, because I enjoy that kind of stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to close the blinds so I don't get any kind of glare coming through on my eyes so I can actually see the screen. So give me a second. There we go. I'm using a different mic. I'm using the one that, basically my portable one, my headset. It's easier when I'm doing stuff like this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start off with the Genesis game. It's actually one that I actually didn't know it's also on the Sega Saturn, so I actually have that copy. It's a game I reviewed long ago, but it still completes my collection of Sonic games for the Genesis. It is, of course, as you can see, Sonic 3D Blast, if it wants to load. And it did earlier, so it should work. Very grainy video, but it still looks really cool. I was able to finish this long ago. I actually do enjoy this game. I know it's not exactly the most talked about Sonic game, but I actually enjoy it. It takes a little while to learn how to control Sonic. I will give it that. But actually, my pal Johnny is the one that told me that it was actually on the Sega Saturn as well. I do want to stream it at some point. I don't know which copy I'm going to use now. Probably use the Saturn one, because I was told that one has the better music. Other than that, I didn't really notice that much of a difference. But the whole point to this game is you're looking for the little flickies, of which... There he is. You kill the enemies, you grab the flickies, and then you find the big ring. If you get hit, obviously you lose all the rings, but you also lose the flickies that you were carrying. There we go. Let's say, I knew there was a way to roll, and that's the best way to take out the enemies. But if I remember correctly, every stage has 2 parts. It's basically 10 flickies per stage. And the flickies can be hit without Sonic being hit, so there is that. So you can break that. As you can. Just like Sonic 3, you have the different elemental shields. Sure. Oh, there's Knuckles. If you touch Knuckles or Tails, you'll give them all of your rings. Which you might think is stupid, but that's how you get into the Chaos Emerald minigames. I don't remember how many rings you actually need. exactly how many you need. I always found these to be kind of easy. Much easier than Sonic 2. Like, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 are the ones I just cannot get all the Chaos Emeralds for. I can do it in Sonic 2 if I'm not using Tails. So I get myself a copy of Sonic Origins as well. What's interesting is I think all the rings come back. Yep, all the rings actually come back once you go through a minigame. It's like the whole stage reset. So you have all the rings, all the 1-ups, all that kind of stuff. I think the enemies come back too. They just won't drop a flicky. You also lose your shield though. That's one little bad thing. And I'm pretty sure Knuckles disappears as well, so you can't just keep collecting all the rings and going back in and collect essentially all the Chaos Emeralds by the time the stage is over. Fair, we'll complete one stage or two. Maybe we'll complete the whole world and then move on to the next game. If I get one more flicky, I'll be able to grab the extra life. That's how some of the power-ups work. Again, it does take a little bit of getting used to, because the screen does move very fast. Sonic moves very loose. But like, once you get the hang of it, I really do enjoy this game. Thankfully, this is one of the few Sonic games, too, that does not have a timer. Oh yeah, that's right. The Sonic heads aren't lives, are continues. One of the things you can do too is, see how I have 4 flickies? I can do that. I might as well show you. Basically, it's just all for points. And that way you won't lose them if you get hit. Which sucks, I lost all those rings. What I think we'll do is we'll get to the Robotnik battle, we'll beat Robotnik, and then we'll move on. This was the only Genesis game that I got this year, which is actually one more than I got last year, so. Oddly enough, last year I did not get anything other than NES games. This year was much different. I got a couple books, including one on the lore of Hollow Knight, because I absolutely love that game. I got the old game guide for Super Mario All-Stars, which is really cool. I just looked down and I saw it in a box underneath some guy's stall. I'm like, I want that. I got a book on basically the very first Punch-Out, the lore, not necessarily lore, but like strategy. Basically just like a 30th anniversary kind of compendium thing. Another book too. I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, from Hardcore Gaming 101. Got one of their books on indie games, the second volume, because I have the first one. I couldn't remember if you can kill those things or not. And each color of Flicky actually has different properties. Like you can see the red one bouncing around. One of them will run away from you. One of them will run towards you. I think the blue one runs towards you. Yeah, out of a lot of the Sonic games, I feel like this was actually a little bit easier overall. Oh, there's Tails. I kind of don't want to use him though, just because I don't want to be playing the whole game, because otherwise, if I start doing everything, I'm going to end up playing through the whole game, and it's going to be like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, crap, I still have all the other games. Just for the last clicky. Or the last two. Alright, now we just gotta find the exit. There are times too where you'll be playing the stage and be like, alright, where's this last one at? The flickies do not act as rings either. So if you have no rings and you have flickies and get hit, you're dead. Such a classic tune. Hey, what's up? Alright, let's beat Robotnik and we'll move on to the next game. I think we'll do the SNES ones next. That's right, he's gonna come down and grab it, and that's when we hit him. What's cool is you can actually see cracks in his vehicle. Remember the one in the fire area being particularly difficult. My little tip, if you do play it, don't collect all the rings at once. Alright, so we're going to stop here. Yeah, Sonic 3D Blast, really fun game. Definitely I definitely recommend it. Next up, there's two RPGs. I think I'm gonna boot those up first. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save the one. I'll do that one last. No, we'll do it. We'll do it in order I have here. Screw it. I'm being indecisive, I know. Secret of Evermore. This is a game I've always wanted to pick up. I thought it was a lot more expensive than what I grabbed it for. I got it for 35 bucks. I could have swore it was a lot more than that. I know Secret of Mana is, and eventually I would like to get a physical copy of it because I love that game. And I, of course, do have it on PS4. I did get the Platinum for it. I didn't think this game was as good. I never got as far. I didn't know my brother had played it once, and he actually got, I want to say, at least halfway through the game. I've only got maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours in. I can never get through the first dungeon. I probably can now. It's a game I'm going to want to review within the next couple months, I'm sure. I've been in like a major RPG kick lately. So I will say that the one game I did get yesterday, I immediately started recording for a review, because the one I was going to do next, I kind of put on hold because I have other ideas I want to do with it. Podunk USA. If I remember correctly, and I wouldn't quote me on this, I think this was at the time the only or the first US American developed Squaresoft game. And that's why it just seems so different, even though it's very similar to Secret of Mana in the game mechanics. I'm not going to spend a ton of time with RPGs. There's a couple of them that I purchased. There's this, there's the next game I'm going to look at. Actually, I guess the one could kind of be considered an RPG, but we'll get to that. It's a very interesting combination. I think it's a little too late for that. I just want to get through the intro, show you guys what the game looks like, plays like. RPGs are kind of hard to show what it looks like because it requires so much time to play through. But I forgot about this part. You don't get to keep the bazooka either. It's kind of hard to aim it, to be honest. First weapon's actually a bone, which you'll see shortly. Don't attack my dog! So yeah, the whole premise is you attack once the meter gets to 100%. You can attack when it's not, but then it's such a weak attack that there's really no point. Blood in a Nintendo game? What? Yeah, this game is a little bit different, I feel, from Secret of Mana, because I feel like this one is almost feels a little clunkier. It's not nearly as smooth. If you ever played Secret of Mana, you kind of know how to play this one. There's really not any sort of difference. Yeah, this is basically Secret Evermore. We're going to move on to the next game, because again, I could probably spend hours playing this, but we're not going to, because I have a lot of games to get through. Next up, I bought the second one. Finally, I got myself a copy of it. I think I spent like $120. I think I spent like, it was around $100 for it. This one was $85. This is actually the most expensive game that I purchased this year. Sophia and the Fortress of Doom. I think the second one is definitely far superior, but this one I've never finished, and I still think it's a decent game. This is actually the prequel to the original. Well, sorry, this is actually the sequel, technically, of the sequel, if that makes sense. Basically, the story in this game happens after the second game. I don't know, has there even been a Sophia game in a while? Well, I'm waiting for the intro to go through. I'm going to hit start then. It's definitely a game that's a little rough around the edges, but it has some really cool ideas, and I want to know what. I hate when they only let you have like 5 or 4 characters. I can't remember what Maximin Salon's kid's name is, otherwise I'd just put that in, but let's see. Legend Returns on Game Boy Color. Alright, don't have that one. I have the Ruins of Lore. And there's a mobile release. Oh, and there's one on the DS. That's a 3D remake, apparently, of the second game. And there was supposed to be one on PlayStation and Game Boy Color, but they were both canceled. So apparently there has not been a Sophia game in a very long time, which is really a shame. Game Boy Advance one for a while. I had it when I went overseas back in 2000. Was it 2002, 2003, somewhere around there? I never finished it. I got a decent way into it though. And there's no way to skip this, unfortunately. But it's cool because like the beginning of this game is the very end of the second game. Like literally, if you play the sequel to this, the final area is this exact area. I don't remember if the dialogue is the same though. And look at those stats you start out with. The intro to this game, I do remember, was getting very lengthy, so we're not going to go too far into this one. Look at that XP that you start out with. It's a little insane. See, that's one of the things I did like. It's like, if you go to Magic, hit X, it'll actually tell you what each spell does, which is really cool. I've always liked that about the Sophia games. I wish more did it. I mean, nowadays it just gives you like a tooltip, but if I remember right, you do have to do quite a bit of grinding in this game once you actually pick it up from there. the original. And it's one of those games where, like, if an enemy dies, whichever of your characters already targeted it, it's gonna miss. But then you have the general gist of this game. The graphics are really good. Music isn't too bad. Again, the sequel is just so much better, though. It's easily one of the top RPGs on the system. It's like one of those unsung gems that I highly recommend. So, we'll do one more battle and then we'll move on to the two platformers that I got. Alright, so that's Sophia. Again, it's definitely a series that's fun to play. It's not exactly the cheapest game to get on the system, but I'm really glad that I got myself a copy of it. I saw it at one of the booths, and I'm like, I gotta get it. I can't pass it up. Next up is a game that I used to, actually my brother used to borrow it from a friend all the time. Toy Story. I never finished it. I got to the final stage once. This game is incredibly challenging. I would not consider this a kid's game at all because of the difficulty level. There's actually one part when you start driving around the RC car. That's usually where I ended. Like if I can get past that stage, I'm usually good for a few more. But this game is, I think it's actually notorious for the difficulty. I could be wrong on that. Even if you give yourself more lives and health. I'm actually going to turn off the storyline just to make things load a little bit quicker. Like the animation is, I mean, look at that animation. Like they definitely spent a bit of time. Now I will say, because I'm playing this game on the Retron, when I tested it, Woody looked a little weird. I will say that. Then I feel like the audio isn't working on this game for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just an emulator kind of deal. So again, we probably won't play too much of this one. But yeah, like this game is definitely not the best emulated. I never understood why it just shows like 2 hash marks on those enemies. I don't know if I can like. I don't know if those things ever have anything good. I kind of wish there was sound, but emulators, I guess. Oh, okay, that's the level. Cool. Probably made that look really easy. Because it doesn't have any kind of sound or anything, we're not going to play this one as long as some of the other ones. But yeah, here what you got to do is basically get everybody into the Come on. Into the chest. The thing that sucks is that it's a time limit, so really my best bet would have been to here we go. I think they go over there on their own, so I don't have to worry about that, but it's been years since I've last played this game, but I do remember some parts of it. Oh, that's right. I have to get everybody in the chest, and then I have to come back here. And jump in the bed. At least there's no enemies. Ah, crap. They're going the wrong way. Alright, well, that's enough of that, I think. Oh, wait. He's going back. Yeah, you have to basically time it to knock them all in the freaking chest. I haven't seen Toy Story in forever either. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time. Like, it's one of those games where I can play it. I know it's not the best game, but as far as movie licensed games go, this one isn't half bad. It's just very, very hard. I might be able to make it. Oh man, I made it. Oh, this, okay, yeah. You basically have to race Buzz. It's not really a race, it's just he's moving and he's like trying to attack you and stuff. Oh yeah, and your health doesn't regenerate in between stages either, so that kind of sucks. Your health being the sheriff star on the left, and then the cowboy hats being your lives. But yeah, I don't think you can actually lose this battle. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can't. One thing I never understand is there's always these platforms that always seem a little too high. I don't think you can get up to them. I thought I was going to shut this off by now, but still going. That's like those are checkpoints, but I can't smack them. So we're gonna move on to the last SNES game. Then we have a bunch of NES to go through. This is another one I used to play a lot as a kid, and then a little bit more once I got an emulation. It's Jurassic Park: The Chaos Continues, otherwise known as Jurassic Park 2 or Part 2. It's a much different game than the original. The original was more like an open world kind of overhead shooter. This one's more of just like a standard Contra like game, and it's actually kind of hard. I don't think I've ever cleared any of the stages. It's basically the start of it. You have these 6 areas. or 6 levels. So you choose one, and it tells you what you need to do. Like, the graphics look fantastic. Like, and it definitely plays like Contra. It's weird that you can't, like, if you stand still and you're shooting, you can shoot diagonal and all that without a, oh shit. You can shoot diagonal without moving. Yeah, this whole area is basically a maze. Clearly, I'm not doing well, but I never could do very well in this game. I think it was just here, wasn't it? No. I've always kind of liked this game, but it's another one that never really did well. My thing is just hold down the freaking shooting button. Shoot me in the legs. Like, I don't know if that counter up there is how many raptors I have to kill. If so, that's a lot of raptors. It said X was to dodge. Oh, that's kind of weird. Like, I'm hitting X to dodge and it's a little delayed, so. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. Really? Stupid. Okay, so L's your guns and R is like the non-lethals. Nah, you want to kill those bastards. What are you gonna do there, huh? And it's been many moons since I've seen Jurassic Park, so I couldn't even tell you the difference between like a raptor and all the other ones. That's the thing, you have one life. One life to clear. I think two players actually, two-player co-op as well. We'll do one more. Well, let's do, I don't remember which one this is. this the same area? This looks like the same area. Unless each one starts off in the same area and you have to like find the right area to get to a complete mission. That'd be kind of cool. Well, this is not going well for me. Yeah, that didn't go very well at all. I'm not gonna stop there. No, we'll do one more. That did not go well at all. Let's try blockade. Alright, this starts different. Oh, I'm fighting humans. This reminds me of Rolling Thunder in a way. Rolling Thunder / Contra. Flamethrower! Oh, he's torching me bad. Alright, yeah, it is very clear that I am not very good at this game. Alright, so that's my SNES and that's my 16-bit games, essentially. We're going to move on to the NES game. Now, again, I don't think I'm going to get to the PS2 games. Basically, they are R Racing Evolution, a game that my brother used to rent all the time, back when he used to work for a video store. It's basically a Ridge Racer game. I thought it was actually kind of fun. And Test Drive Unlimited, which I heard was supposed to be really good. I got it on Xbox 360 because I do have an Xbox One, but apparently it's one of the games that is not Xbox One compatible, which sucks. And I did not realize that it ever came out on PS2. So, there's that. So, first off, I'm going to do the wrestling game that I got. We're going to pop this one in. I've only played like a couple seconds of this, and it actually seemed interesting. Like, I've never really heard of this game. I've seen a video or an article about it somewhere. I think it might have been in the Pat Contry Ultimate Guides to the NES games. It looked interesting. And when I was playing it, it played very well. It's not a licensed WWF game or anything like that. I don't know if there's more characters, because I can't figure out how to select... Oh. It's Air B. Oh, that's weird. You hit Air B to choose different characters. That's kind of weird. I thought you just had these two. Jackie Lee. Really, guys? Really? And it's funny that that's a reference, because the next game I play is going to be very similar to that as well. Dr. Quildo? That sounds dirty. Choose Akira Dragon. That's what I used in when I tried the game out originally. Very flashy. Samurai versus the Striker. El Tigre. I'm sorry, E Tigre. But it's cool because there's actually a commentator. Like, who would have thought in an NES game there would be a commentator? Like, this is clearly better than any of the WWF games. Like, it's kind of hard to read the commentating as you're playing it, but... But it's still really cool. Like, who would have thought? Like, who would have thought an NES game had a commentator? Now, if it was all spoken, it would have blew my mind. Like, obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. I was actually doing much better when I first tried the game out to make sure it worked. Like right now, I'm kind of just mashing buttons, which I'm sure probably isn't the best way of doing things. Tigre is kicking my ass. And that's a little abrupt, but still, it's still kind of cool that you can fight out here. Oh, I'm actually getting some of my life back by fighting out here. I don't know how you do any moves when I throw them into the ropes either. Wait, why would the ref count when you're up on the ropes? I've never heard of that before. Never thought that was a rule. Ah, that's how you... That was cool. You did a figure four or a sharpshooter or something. There's even a ref. Like, it's... You have all these licensed WWF games, and yet this one seems to be like, this is actually feels like a good game. Oh, I get hurt when I do that. I kind of want to throw him out. I'm trying to throw him out like he did to me. I don't know what the hell that was. I'm assuming everybody has like different moves too. But... I don't know how I'm doing these moves either. Tigre, I'm not losing this match. I don't know how he throws me out, but I can't throw him. Just keep throwing him into the ring post. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this though. This might be the best NES wrestling game I have in my collection. Oh, I'm so screwed. But yeah, very fun. I like this game. It's actually kind of fun. Tecmo World Wrestling gets a thumbs up in my book. Next up, spoiler alert, is going to be a game that probably the next review I do. I already started recording it. I used to play the ROM of it a lot when I first got the internet. There we go. Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. Very cool game. Great graphics, great music, very smooth gameplay. And it's one of those games that's actually kind of difficult because you have 1 life and 5 continues, but you can earn extra continues somewhat easily, but you'll be going through them. Because as you'll find out, there's hardly any kind of invulnerability time. So far, I can only get to like level 3, so let's see if I can get any further. Hit frogs in order to gain power-ups. Kind of weird, but it works. Mr. Chan has a lot of moves to his Basically, he has a limited number of special moves, which is denoted by the 7 down there. Different moves have different limits. But he also has like a special Powerball attack too, or Fireball attack, done by holding down B. And the only health power-up you can get only gives you 2 units of life. It's made by Hudson Soft, which, like, these bonus levels remind me of Adventure Island, and that's why. Both are Hudson. Basically, this is the easiest way in order to earn extra life. Or extra lives. Or life, either or. If you fall, it's not over. You can just jump on the next lowest cloud. Just keep going. So basically what you do is you earn points, and depending on what you need, will determine what you get your points on. So like if you need to get fireballs, it would give you the fireballs first, then health, then extra lives with what's left over. So obviously, if you can get in here and do really well and you already max out on life or the fireballs, whatever points you get are only going to be given towards extra continues. If you get, I think it's 30 orbs, it refills all your life, and I'm pretty sure you get an extra continue out of it too. I hate the tigers. I usually just run because I get hit way too much. I remember when I originally played this game, this was the stage I got stuck on. Or area, I should say. And it's still the first level. Some health, too. Not end up well. So yeah, I got 7 continues. The spikes will not kill you immediately. Basically just bounce up from them. Ramen. And it kind of sucks too because when you die, you lose all of your orbs. One of the reviews I was watching, I think it's from GameSack, they compared both the NES and the TurboGrafx versions, and they thought that the TurboGrafx music was better. I don't know. From what I've heard, I think the NES was better. It's all up to your opinion, of course, just like the game itself. But when I saw this one, I'm like, oh, I gotta get this. It's a very colorful game. Again, it's really smooth in the gameplay department. And for some reason, you gotta beat up a Buddha statue. If anything, we'll do one more stage. Or next time I die, then we'll move on. So it's got a lot of games to go through. So. Those guys just look creepy as hell. You don't get a lot of invulnerability time. Pretty sure it's 30 that I need. Yeah. Ah! Alright, we're gonna move on, but yeah. This game, I bought it for $65. I'm pretty sure it goes for a lot more than that. But I got a deal on it because the cartridge itself has seen better days. Basically, there's a huge piece of it missing. So, I'm pretty sure that's why I got it at a really good deal. And I think the red chunk crashed. So we'll give it a second. If it doesn't do anything, I'll reboot it. Yeah, we'll just reboot it. Technology is great. Yeah, and the very top of the cartridge, there's literally a piece missing. So it's like someone wanted to see what the inside, see if it was hollow or had a nice creamy filling. Tried it. So let's see, what do I want to do next? Let's do that one first. I kind of want to do those two last. All right, next up. Did I do it? Yeah, I did. Next up is going to be this one. I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time on either. The Magic of Shaharazad, I think it's called. I think that's how you pronounce it. I almost bought this a couple times back when there used to be a game store near me called Planet Games, but I never did. Whoops. Turbo for the win. Oh. It's one of these games where you can only put 4 characters. read some good things about this one as well. Culture Brain is a developer I never really got into because I didn't know a lot of games from them. There was one, I think it's called like Ninja Kids or something that I played. It's like an RPG where you're two ninjas. That was actually kind of fun. Unfortunately. Can't skip this. I'm surprised there aren't more games that take place in like Arabia. Magician. So yeah, this is actually the first time I'm actually playing this. I booted it up, but that's as far as I got. So I have no idea what I'm getting into. Clearly an RPG. You can do it! What a jump. That's a horrible jump. Feels like Zelda. In a way. Because you have like A and B on the bomb, it tells you what each one does. I like the music. Very appropriate for the theme of the game. Although I didn't know there were this many trees in Arabia. Oh, okay. Operin? Is this supposed to be open? I don't know what Operin would be. Whoops. I'm probably not supposed to slash the NPCs. Whoops. That's kind of funny you can do that though. Let's see what the combat's like. Music reminds me of Dragon Quest. Instantly reminds me of Dragon Quest. Those thieves are like comical looking. Look at this bug. Okay, this is actually pretty fun from what I'm seeing so far. Give it another few minutes and then see if I can get to like a dungeon or something. Pampu? What the hell is Pampu? Is that the other? I want to say if that's like a spell to open up a door or something. Okay, so that skill's actually used my magic points. Okay, so Pampu is like pamper or something. It heals me. Alright, that's kind of good to know. I'm assuming like you can get like potions or something. Increase my magic, but... Oh, whoops. People aren't exactly the most useful in their hints. Mashroob? Like, I don't know what any of this stuff does, so... I am he they call Jad. The portraits remind me of another game called Faxanadu. It's another one I've been meaning to play for a review. So many games, so little time. Magic of Oprah, Well, that wasn't very useful. Unless I need a seed. I can plant there for... Because I think that in this game you actually like travel to the past and stuff like that too. Okay, so if you fall in the water, you instantly die. Oh, that's fantastic. I can appreciate going into the water, but at the same time... Well, that makes no sense. I don't think I want to do that yet. So, from what I remember reading about this book, I'm pretty sure, like, every chapter has a cap on the level, so you can't keep, like, grinding out levels. Because because the game has a max of what you can get to in each chapter, which is actually really cool. It's a good way to like force you to progress and not just sit there and grind out. Levels become overpowered. I can appreciate mechanics like that. It's not something you really saw often. Usually they're... Oh, I think I read about this too, where you literally go into a... So not only is it like a Zelda style game, it's also a Final Fantasy / Dragonware style turn-based game too. A very different gameplay style. I think it's time for us to move on. Really cool though. I kind of like that. I'm gonna have to spend some more time with this one. I was enjoying it. I've never played it before. That was my first experience with it. I like it. Next up is a game we'll probably spend about 2 minutes on, if that, because it is Tetris 2. This was actually a late release. But basically, it's Tetris. It's weird though. The reason why it's weird is it already starts off with a couple pieces, and like some of the pieces are fractured like this, and like they basically drop down like that. You still have your standard stuff, but you can use those, like, as I call fractured pieces. I don't know why I just did that. To go in, like, different areas. Like, it's weird. Plus, like, different colors. Like, you don't have to worry about just getting Tetris as well, but... Because now there is no such thing as the Tetris, apparently. It's all using the colors, which I don't know. I don't know how the colors actually work, to be honest. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to do the colors. I don't know if it, like, there's 3, but I have 4 in the bottom, so like, why aren't those? I'd have to look up a guide or something to know exactly how to clear stuff. As it stands right now, I really don't understand it. Because, like, right there's 3, so why aren't those getting cleared when... Or does it have to be 3 in a row? That might be what it is. It's supposed to be 3 in a row. But either way, I'm not the world's biggest Tetris fan. I'm also not the world's biggest puzzle game fan. But I saw this. I've never actually seen it when I went out shopping for games. So I'm like, you know what? Why not pick it up? You know? But I'm already getting bored. I'm just not the biggest Tetris fan. And I think in order to basically win the game, you have to, or win the stage, you have to clear those flashing pieces on the bottom, which I am nowhere near doing. Alright, so it looks like it's 3. So basically, as long as you match 3 of them, that's how you clear it. I don't know. It's, as the kids say, not my cup of tea. love to clear something, but it's just not gonna happen. Alright, we're done. I'm just not a fan. It does add a little bit of extra tactics to the game, but if I'm going to play Tetris, I might as well play the original Tetris. Next up is one of the worst games in the system from many, many articles I've read. Not because it's necessarily it's developed badly, but because like the graphics aren't awful, but the gameplay is just absolute crap because it's very unforgiving. And not really in a hard way, but it's unfair. It is Amagon. Anybody that knows anything about this game, it's got so many things going against you. Basically, you have limited bullets. The enemies are very fast, so it's kind of hard to dodge them sometimes. Try again. I don't want to, but many of the enemies take more than one shot. Ammo pickups are incredibly limited. And the jumping's kind of weird too. Basically, if you jump, that's cool. You can actually hold down A and it'll just keep bouncing around, which that can throw you off. Plus, as soon as you let go of A, he drops back to the ground. It's like there's no momentum. Yeah, jumping's kind of weird. Like, it really takes a lot to get used to. Like, I will admit, I've definitely played worse. Like, look at that. Like, how fast that thing moves. Again, it's just, I don't know. You'd have to really play it in order to understand how bad this one is. Like, it's a lot of it's just the controls. Like, they're smooth. That's the thing. The controls are smooth. It's just the whole jumping is just so weird. Like, it's one of those games you really want to like. I've never made it past the first level. I've never owned the game till now. I have tried playing the ROM of it, and I've never been able to get far. Seriously? Man, I miss when games used to be this colorful. I feel like nowadays they're all these drab colors. Other than like some of the indie games. Like, there's some games like Hollow Knight where they're dark games, but done in such an artistically beautiful way that it actually works really well for the game. Alright, I can't do this one anymore. I can't. I just can't do it. So, next couple games are actually some pretty bad ones. Next up, we have Predator. Flawed, yes, but I got some enjoyment out of this. A couple months ago, I actually gave it a go. I feel like this one is a little bit better than Rambo, because Rambo, I can't get anywhere. Like, I get lost almost instantly. Predator, at least I can clear some stages. This was a fantastic movie. I haven't watched it in years, though. That's a pretty impressive drawing of Arnold. Like, what the hell is that even supposed to be, anyway? I fell down there. Great. Some of the weapons, that's the problem, is a lot of the weapons are just so freaking useless. I should just reset and start over. But now we'll be fine. One of the times where what the nerd says, I actually agree with. A lot of times, like, he says stuff about games, like, he nitpicks them, but they're not necessarily the most fair arguments. But he says it, you know, for comedy. There's no point in having to go through all that. And that's one of the biggest problems in this game is here, like stuff like that. Like, why did the developers think that that kind of stuff was a good idea? It's easy. They didn't care. It's just cheap cash in. We all know that's the answer. Cool! Okay, maybe I should revise what I originally thought of this game. Like, I didn't think it was that, but now I'm starting to second guess myself. Like, I thought the music was kind of cool, though. And it's kind of dumb that you lose your weapon every time. try to clear this stage, maybe get to a predator, and then move on to the next game. I don't mind playing these games, but I don't want to be up all night doing this. And the next couple games we're going to kind of go through very quickly. They're not exactly the best. Actually, okay, so the one I didn't think was too bad. But another one I remember running for my friend Anthony. And I don't know why I kept doing it, because I never thought it was very good. Those remind me of the things from Super Mario 2. Some of the enemies in this game are just really weird. Like, why is the thing from Metroid here? Like, it makes no sense. Where does this start me? Stage 1. Alright, yeah, we're done. What's the point of continuing if it starts me back there? Moving on. Another Arnold game. T2 Judgment Day. One of the best action movies out there. I don't think this game is the worst. It's just flawed. Because basically you have one life bar. I think you might have a couple continues. It's basically like an action beat 'em up kind of. Basically those stupid motorcycles that get me every time. I don't know if you can actually defeat the motorcycle guys, but because you can't like jump and attack. And apparently these guys can just like beat up a Terminator. Okay, maybe I was wrong on the one life thing. It's probably because I played one life and I'm like, alright, I'm done for now. It's kind of funny how over-exaggerated they are when they get hit. How are you really supposed to defend yourself when you have like 3 or 4 of them? It's not like a 3D fighter, like Brawler, because you can't move between different planes to avoid attacks. You literally are on one plane, just mashing B in order to take these guys down before they can take you down. So there's not really much you can do to defend yourself. Or they maybe run around and just try to take one out at a time. I don't know. I want to try again with the boss because I never did. This is actually the furthest I've gotten. I was trying to play this earlier and couldn't get this far, so. I love that screen, though. I don't know why. I think this might be my last life. It says units 1, unless the 0 counts too. But... I'm heading up. Oh. I can play some pool. I haven't played pool in a while. Probably been a couple years now. Always enjoyed playing it. Not very good, but as with most things I try to do. Alright, this is probably my last life. How am I supposed to beat this guy? Really? I don't know how I'm supposed to beat him. Alright, so the next game is one of the games that... probably the last, I'd say, bad game that I purchased. It's the game I remember renting from a friend for some stupid reason. It was not working 100% earlier. We'll see if it does this time. When I booted it, or when I took it apart to clean it, it was probably one of the dirtiest circuit boards I've ever seen. So, this may or may not work. I got it to work. Holy crap. Platoon. Never watched the movie. But... whoops. It's a very clunky game. You press up to jump. Like, you can't tell which way you can go and all that, because that tree's actually blocking you there. This is not a game that I'd be proud of Sunsoft. Like, Sunsoft, for the most part, had some of the best games on the system. I actually saw a copy of Journey to Silius, and I almost picked it up. I really should have. I just didn't remember which vendor I saw it at. I'm really honestly kind of regretting not getting it, but it's always next year, or the interwebs. But I'd say out of a lot of the Sunsoft games, between this and I think it's called Xenophobe, I don't know. I tried to mute that before I sneezed and wasn't quick enough on the draw. Oh well. Like, how are you supposed to get away from that? Now, they could have easily turned this into like a Contra style game. Like, the jungle looks good. I'll give it that. But the gameplay is just not very good. fact that he falls over every time he gets hit's kind of annoying too. That's awesome. That's the other thing, is that you have limited ammo. I have no idea where I'm going, so. There's still 3 more games for me to play. I think we're just going to move on to the next one. Maybe I'll look into this game more in depth in the upcoming months. But next up is a game that I was so happy I saw. It's $50, which I didn't think was too bad. Worm Journey to the Center of the Earth. The first time I ever played this was when I when I played it for my review. That was like a couple years ago, I want to say. And I was pleasantly surprised with it. I was able to finish it. It's got a weird story. Like, it gets really plot twisty at the end. Let's see if I remember how to play this. Because I remember it took me a little while when I first checked it out in order to learn like different driving modes, all that kind of stuff. It's like up and A lets you fly around. You have like a regenerating shield, was just really cool. It's like not a lot of games have that kind of stuff. Okay, up and A lets you fly around. Down and A lets you plop back down to Earth. Keep flying and shooting. That's all I gotta do. That's the main hero. I wonder if this was based off an anime or something, because it sure has that kind of feel to it. Like, the cutscenes are actually kind of impressive. The bosses are very weird. Like, you talk to your team to build up the possibility meter. And that's how you can actually hit the... It's really weird. I'm trying to fire at it. Basically, you just want to get that possibility up to 100, because that's what actually, I think, kills this thing. I think that's what it was. It's almost like Smash Brothers, where you actually want that to go high in order to kill something. It's one game series I can't do. I can't get into Smash Bros. I was watching some people play in one of the tournaments at too many games, and I don't know, man. Trying to avoid that blast, but... Alright, now that the possibility is up to 100, I think I can finish it off. Yep. The bosses are kind of weird, but it's still kind of cool because it's different. And then there's also a side-scrolling, non-shoot-'em-up area. That's what the other thing I wanted to show you guys. And then we'll move on to the next game. They show this cutscene after every boss, and I think it's just to show off her legs. Play ZZ Top if you wanna. It's appropriate. It's weird because you hit up to kick. It's so weird. Roadhouse. It's actually one of the easier games out there. I didn't have a lot of difficulty playing it. At least I don't recall having a lot of difficulty playing it. It's just a lot of the stages are kind of maze-like. Once you learn where you need to go, it's actually easy to figure it out. I don't remember if you can get life back or not. I don't know who thought using up to kick would be a great idea. Why not be like a lot of other games where you use up to jump and then A and B to attack? Kind of a jarring transition. I don't know if that's because of the emulator or what, but since, again, I'm using a Retron, it's not blatantly obvious. I still gotta get around to trying to fix my ass. He's running fast after me, holy crap! Pretty sure you have infinite continues, but we'll move on to the second to last game. Making good time. Let's see. We're at almost 2 hours, so yeah. Typical stream length. Next up, one of the games I used to love playing as a kid, Gunsmoke. This is still a game I've never been able to finish. And with this game, you almost need a turbo controller. Otherwise, you're really gonna have some sore thumbs. Basically, the way it works is A and B both go in 2 different directions. If you want to shoot straight ahead, you hit A and B at the exact same time. So yeah, turbo controller. It's almost a necessity. Like, I feel like a lot of times it makes things unfair, like very cheap. In this game, though, like, I'll give you a pass. Like, you almost kind of need one. Basically, the whole premise of this game is you have to find a wanted poster, which is hidden in every stage. Once you find that, the stage will stop looping once you get to a certain point, and you will be able to fight the boss. You can buy the poster, or you can shoot random areas and find it on your own. That's why, again, turbo controllers. Unlike Silver Surfer, which is a very similar gameplay style, you can't die by running into like buildings and stuff, unless you get trapped behind them, obviously. This is one of the few shooter games like this that I'm actually decent at. First poster friend somewhere. But basically, you use your score as money. Pretty sure that's what that little bottom right was. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite games on the system. I've been meaning to pick up a copy of it for a while now. The gun power-up, I think, just improves your range. Crap, my horse is dead. Basically, your horse can take 3 different hits, whereas when you're not on a horse, you can only take 1. So the horse makes things a lot easier. Yeah, this game is so much fun. We'll do one more stage and then move on to the final game, which is a game I've always wanted to pick up. I've never really played it, but when I've read reviews on it and stuff like that, like, it's not the best game on the system, but it always looked kind of interesting. And my thumb is actually starting to get a little sore from navigating the control pad with all these games. I don't know how we did it as kids. I really don't. Like, I'm using the SNES controller because A, it's more comfortable, and B, I think the NES port on my Retron is busted, because I tried out my controller, Cheers' actual top-loader NES, and it worked perfectly fine, so I'm pretty sure it's just the Retron. There are other guns, too, that just have, like, different abilities. Like the shotgun has a wider spread. Machine gun fires about this. Ah, crap. Fires about that fast. Magnum is just super powerful. I don't know what hit me. Watching replay, see. Oh, okay, I did not see that bullet there. There's the wanted post already. I don't remember if you can buy extra lives or not. Yeah, your score is used as your money, so. Yeah, it's kind of nice to go for a high score. It's one of those things, almost like a challenge where you can kind of see how high you can go, but I'm sure the game will probably start to get boring if you keep looping the same stage over and over because you want to get the high score. And you're bound to make a mistake eventually. Let's face it. But again, I cannot say it enough. Do yourself a favor. If you play this game, do so with a turbo controller. I cannot say that enough. I mean, you can easily do it without it. Don't get me wrong. Wow, that was a quick game over. Alright, let's move on to the final game, shall we? It's another game, as I said, I really wanted. It was in really good condition, and it was only $25, which I thought was really cheap. Maybe it actually just goes for a lot less than I thought. It is Werewolf, The Last Warrior. First experience I've had with it was earlier when I was testing the games out to make sure they worked. It's a very interesting game. Unfortunately, it's one of those games where the controls are reversed. So you use A to attack and B to jump. And the hitboxes in this game seem bad. Like, I'm hitting this thing and clearly I am not hitting this guy. It kind of freaks me out a bit with that. Because look at his freaking claws. They're like swords. The music, I love this music. Now, I will admit here, I had no idea how to get across without getting hit by those spikes. unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to disappear. Hoe? He's calling me a hoe? That's typical Data East. Oh. It's supposed to be and they just were too lazy. They just swapped the sprite. They flipped it. Oh, that's way too funny. It's kind of cool that you can duck and do that. So is this supposed to be like an open world sort of this game? Nice tail, dude. Okay, this is kind of cheap. Okay, not kind of cheap. This is really freaking cheap. Unless there's a way to turn those off. There might be. I don't know. Totally call me a hoe. Amazing. Like, I would love to know the story behind this game. Like, taking it right with the cartridge only, it makes no freaking sense. But so far, from what I'm seeing, I'm actually kind of really liking this one. It's kind of quirky. Doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, but I'm really liking it. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to call it, guys. So, once again, I always appreciate you guys watching all my content on the channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed playing through all these games with you guys. And I think there's some definite review material and stream material here for full playthroughs. This being one of them. I feel like this could be a fun one to give an honest go through. This part's gonna piss me off. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to get through here. Unless I'm supposed to just like stop and see how it... No, because if I stop, they just keep zapping me anyway. So I must be missing something. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you guys think of the games. If you played any of them, what you think. If there's any of them that kind of strike your fancy that you want me to review or stream. And I think my stream went down. All right, yeah, it's working. So, but thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. Until next time, again, happy fragging.